I've had love handles since I was 4.
What?
Boom, 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 yeah, get your kit off.
Oh great, we're back on the vaginas.
It's bendy.
I actually took it to go away.
I want more penises here.
Don't shag cows.
Clitoris.
Please never do that in my house. Hello and welcome to Swipe, Match, Marry, the modern relationship and dating podcast. I'm James.
I'm Marny.
And I'm Steve.
Join us as we explore love, life and dating in London.
Do we have to adapt to find love?
How do you find and define your sexuality?
Has the internet ruined dating?
We're going to be discussing all of this and more as we attempt to unlock the code to modern dating culture.
Please be aware that this podcast contains adult content, sexual themes and strong language, which is the only reason why I'm here. Now let's get into the show.
Hello, welcome back to Swipe, Match, Marry. It's been a little while since we recorded.
It has.
A few weeks.
Quite, yeah, more than that, a month probably.
Isn't it hot?
I'm generally sweating in a lot of places.
I feel like we are going to start clothed and then, like Naked Attraction, we're going to suddenly get naked. Well,
And what we should probably tell our listeners is that we are essentially sat in a box that's surrounded by towels because we've made our own sound booth.
yes, ever the professionals
Because
here.
we're so professional. And so we are recording on cat hair towels, so I will be sneezing.
Is there cat hair? I hoovered.
No, that there's
The towel?
Look, I'm not slagging it off. I think it's lovely.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if I'm sneezing, then that's why.
It slightly reminds me when I was 5 and I used to make a den in my house.
Yeah.
Out of towels.
A podcast den is what
Podcast
we've
den.
done.
That is what
den.
we've done.
Absolutely.
But anyway, it's not helping with the heat.
No. Thank you for listening so far. We are really loving the response to the episodes and loving all the tweets at Swipe Match Marry. The same for Instagram as well. Thanks for all the involvement and all the nice things you've said. It's been lovely, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
I could cry.
Overwhelming.
So today we're going to be talking about niche dating apps, which is a bit of an education for me because I thought it was Tinder, Grindr and Match.com. Apparently not.
No, there's loads.
What? So
Like-
what are the other ones?
So my friend told me about one where, she said about Tinder Social. So this is a new aspect of Tinder where you meet up as groups of people now.
Oh.
Or you
orgies?
meet, I don't fully understand. Yeah, oh Christ, maybe.
Well-
I don't fully understand it, but if you're on a date with someone, I think the idea is that then you use Tinder Social to invite other groups of mates to meet you. So it makes it less datey, I guess.
Like Uber pool.
Yeah, it's like Uber. It's
Uber pool,
for
dating pool. That's great.
Dating pool.
How does that work? So what, you just have a group of people that have all met on Tinder, meeting up together, or someone that's paired up and then they get other people to
But
come?
what happens if there's someone there who's swiped you that because they like you, or they've super liked you even worse? So
What's
you
a super like?
Well, a super like is you swipe left or right, depending on whether you like them or not, or you can swipe up.
Shit.
And catch them in a Pokeball.
Oh dear, crap, we're not going to talk about that, are we?
Okay, well, there's a niche dating app
No.
called Poker Dates,
Oh dear. Crap.
which
I've
found out.
As we know, I am a complete troglodyte when it comes to any kind of social media. Thank you for my 24 followers on Twitter. by the way.
Marny is new to Twitter. What is your Twitter handle, Marny?
It's 4M's Arnie.
It was going to be Swipe Match Marny.
I know it was going to be Swipe Match Marnie. Maybe it should be Swipe Match Marnie. But
I like
figured
4M's Arnie.
it's just that 4M's Arnie is my Instagram account.
Yeah, well, always keep
So
them
it just
the same.
seemed like easy to make it the same. Anyway, I'm going off piste. But yeah, so the Pokemon thing's totally bypassed me and I'm not going down that road.
I love it.
I don't doubt that you love it. I mean, it's right up your street.
Doesn't it just wear your battery out?
Yeah, but no more than like other apps do.
So how does the Poké-Date thing work, do you know?
Yeah, so you meet someone that also plays Pokemon Go, and then I believe you go and catch Pokemon together.
Okay.
Because it's quite an interactive thing. You're walking around. The Pokemon that appear on your screen will appear on everyone else's in that area. So it's if you catch a Pikachu, then they probably will as well because they're in the same place. So that's quite fun. Like, I just caught this. Oh, it's just come up on mine. I caught that one as well.
But I suppose if you're doing that together on a date, then you're not. It doesn't give you an opportunity to talk about stuff, does it? No, because it's so focused on catching a Pikachu.
I think it will. I guess it's just like doing any like activity-based dates like we've talked about before. So back to this Tinder super likes. What is that?
Yeah, so you've got swipe left, swipe right.
Slide.
Swipe. And then if you really like somebody and you want them to know that you've liked them, you can swipe up and it's super likes.
Ooh, and then they go.
So
no.
then on the other person's phone, that's when they go. It comes around blue and they're like, oh, they've super liked you. Do you like them? And you can either go yes, no.
God.
But the problem
Can you
is,
super like them back?
well, no, because you only get a few super likes a day, so you're not going to waste
Oh.
one super liking them back.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're at this, what's it called, Tinder pool?
No, Tinder's
Tinder social.
Social.
Tinder
Tinder
social.
social.
If you're at a Tinder social, what happens if there's people there that have either like super liked you or liked you and you've not liked them back? And they
Oh,
could
like
be
so
like-
you come face to
yeah,
face with someone.
and you come face to face with someone that you
But
didn't really want to meet.
Do you not go through so many people like no, yes, no, that
I mean-
you're not going to recognise them, are you?
There was a time when I was just recently broke up and I felt really insecure with my life and just wanted to have a bit of attention and talk to somebody. And there was a couple of apps I was on. I was on Bumble as well, which is another one
yeah.
which puts the girls in control.
Oh yeah,
And
I've heard of that.
there have been a couple of occasions where I've seen someone I know on, not someone I know, but I've seen someone on Tinder, and then I've also seen the same profile again on the other dating app
Right.
as well. So there are a couple of times where you actually recognise
Yeah, that's
pictures
weird.
and you...
And I guess it's probably easy for people, isn't it? Because these apps are really easily available. They're all free, and the easy solution is to just cut and paste your profile into all the
Yeah.
apps. And like, why wouldn't you?
But then
They're
as
all
well,
free,
you
so-
not only that, you just go join with Facebook and you go boom, yes, sorry, I tapped the table. You go join with Facebook and all your pictures are already on there. It takes all your
Right,
details on
yeah.
there and you don't really have to add
So
anything.
you have to
rather
be a
than
member
little
of
blurb.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a member of Facebook, so I know.
You're the 1%.
Is it
1% of the
No,
world?
I've got no idea,
you
but
just
I mean,
made that
it's
swear there's
in
a-
the UK. I reckon it's a very small percentage. of
I've
people
got
that are
one
not
other
on
friend who's
Facebook.
not on Facebook. And
Wow.
that's- Because I'm not on Facebook, I haven't been able to join any of these niche dating apps because I would say all of them are you join via Facebook and you've got no other way of joining. It's completely linked to your Facebook profile.
And they do that for some security thing.
Someone said to me that it was because the start-up costs of doing your own sign-in and login pages are so expensive that
Right.
to do it as an offshoot of Facebook is much cheaper.
Okay.
So for instance, Bumble, I was really interested in the concept of Bumble because it is female led and it's kind of being billed as a feminist dating app. So only women can talk to men. I think obviously I've never been on it, so the concept
if
is
there's a match between the two, there's swipe like normal, but once there's a match, there's 24 hours for the girl to get in contact
On
right.
Bumble.
on
So-
Bumble, and after
Right.
24 hours, you can, like the super likes on Tinder, you can extend that time period, and it notifies someone that you've got another 24 hours for that girl
Oh
to get
gosh,
in
sounds
touch.
a bit like Crystal Maze.
Yeah,
It-
but I like the idea of it being female led because a lot of things that happen on Tinder. I mean, there's an Instagram page called Tinder Nightmares, which is screenshots of people that have been sent horrible things on Tinder, and most of the time it is actually quite funny. And my friend, I saw her the other day, and this guy's opening line on Tinder was, "You're really gorgeous. I would ruin you." And can you imagine receiving that?
Wow.
And so I think Bumble was set up as a way to kind of combat that, to stop men just shooting horrible stuff to people.
That's dreadful.
There's also another niche dating app called Once that I heard about where that app sets you up with someone and only one person for 24 hours, so it stops you from looking elsewhere. So I thought that was quite an interesting idea because it's that kind of paradox of choice on most of these on most of the apps, isn't it? Like there's so many people that you just swipe, whereas if you've only got one person to talk to, maybe you would invest a bit more time in that person. So that's called Once.
It seems like there's a dating app for
Everything.
Like
Oh my
on
God.
The Apprentice last year, I think it was their final challenge was to develop an app, and then the winner had made the best app. So because I don't know much about this dating world, I did a bit of research and found out some really niche dating apps. Now there's a few that are really obvious about what they're for.
Like
And
Beardster.
Beardster?
Yeah, my
I
friend
mean,
met a guy on Beardster.
so she went on Beardster to
Yeah.
find a man with a beard.
Yeah, so-
I think that's so weird.
I mean,
weird.
that's racist though, isn't it?
No.
It's not
Well, I don't have a beard.
racist.
No, but that's nothing to do with your race. That's because you don't want a beard.
It's beardist.
Beardist.
I mean, it's a bit...
So it's for ladies that like hairy men, and it's for men that have got hair on their face.
But that's so
She
strange.
dated a guy for quite a while off of that.
Really? And then he shaved and it all went wrong.
And then it just went, she's like, oh, I don't like
I don't
it.
like you anymore, you haven't got your beard. There's one which I think is brilliant called gluten-free singles. Exactly. Alright?
Oh, yeah.
Shocking.
Orange juice went down the wrong way there.
Gluten-free singles. I mean, that's really niche.
That is niche, but I, in a funny sort of way, like, food is a big thing. Like, food's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And, like, for instance, if I went on a date with someone and they said, I'm a really strict vegan, I'd probably struggle with that because I'm a massive carnivore. So
Yes.
maybe just putting it out there and saying I'm gluten free.
I think we did that on Deal Breakers. I think we said, I can't remember, but I feel like we said that I would find going out with a vegan incredibly difficult because I'm
really
such
hard.
a carnivore.
And just cooking for that person.
Yeah, and I
everything,
love
it would be
cooking, so it'd be really difficult.
And it's when they're at that point where it's not only do they not like to eat it, but they don't like it in their fridge, they don't like it in their
this is
house,
it.
you know. And
No, well, I dated a
I'd feel like
celiac at college, and I couldn't even stir his gluten-free pasta with the same spoon that I'd stirred my.
But that's a
gluten-free
medical
pasta with.
thing, I suppose.
That, I mean, he's
Yeah.
a celiac, yeah, and it's crazy strict if you are a celiac. What other niche dating apps did you find?
Tool friends for
Tool or tool?
Tool.
Like DIY?
No, like giraffes.
Oh, tool.
Yeah, like tool. Tool. I can't
Tall.
say that. Right, so we can add
Tall.
that.
Tall.
Tall. Tall.
That's a word that Steve can say.
Yeah, well done. And I still can't say mirror.
No, damn it.
Mirror. So that's obviously for people of height. Twin dog for people that want to go
Dating with
walking.
their dogs.
Yeah, who've got another dog. I like that.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's really
That's for
lovely.
you then.
You haven't-
like
I might do
You
that.
haven't got a dog.
Do you have to have a dog?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it's for people with dogs to meet up. So the dogs can go on. It's like 101 Dalmatians when
Oh,
the
hang
dogs
on a
get
minute.
married.
Is it a dating? Is it a dating for dogs? Or
No,
the adult
dating
date?
for people with a dog that want to date.
Gosh, right.
I believe.
okay.
What about dog lovers who don't have a dog?
I'm sure there's an app for that. I was on Borrow My Doggy for a while.
Yeah, but that's not a dating app. That's can I?
Well, I
have
don't
your
know.
dog
I had to
for
go on a
couple
very
hours?
weird walk with a woman around the
Did you?
park, and I met some of her friends, and she didn't explain who I was.
Did she get a suit out and try and get you to dress up as a pup? But you want to leave?
Oh yeah, doggy fetishes. There's some more. Well, two more, but I want you to guess
Oh shit.
what they are.
Okay.
Right, so the first one is sweat with two T's. What do you think that is aiming to find?
So SWEATT.
Yes.
Gym freaks.
What
Like
do you-
people
what
that
do you
love
reckon?
working out.
See, I would say gym freaks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's quite an easy one. The next
Yeah.
one, mouse mingle. This is my favourite.
Mouse mingle. Like mouse, and that's spelled normally.
I'm just saying.
normal as mouse
normal
mingle.
mouse
Every spell.
mingle.
Is it for people that are quite insecure? You know, when you said something, oh, they're quiet as a dormouse,
Oh.
No.
and
Is it
so
to
you,
do-
and so they just like little, like people who like libraries and quiet places.
It's a very good guess, but it's not that.
Oh.
Is it to do with a computer mouse? Is it like a techie thing?
No, but I would love that.
Oh damn it! I don't know.
One more guess, Carl. Are you might.
don't know,
I think you're
mouse.
thinking
Or-
too specifically about.
Well,
no, you're guessing
Well,
What's a
mouse
mouse?
is in the title.
Or mousy hair.
What about those little white mice that are made of chocolate that are delicious?
No, no.
Damn it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Mouse Mingle is a dating app for Disney fans.
Oh yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Of
Oh,
course.
Yeah.
you'd like that
So, what?
with your Beauty and the Beast question.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually,
I'd like Mouse Mingle.
Mouse mingle.
Mouse mingle, clever. And is it endorsed by Disney or not?
Absolutely not. I imagine it's really, really not. They don't want to encourage dating. They're all about, someone being swept up off their feet by Prince Charming and kissed in a tower and
Oh yeah, of course.
made a dress out of mice. No,
But then if
no,
people like Disney, then that's what they'll expect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So really, they should endorse it.
I think that if anyone likes Disney enough to download an app called Mouse Mingle,
I might do it for
I'd do
fun.
Do it, please do it.
Do it, yeah.
So I do
it's an
like me Disney.
experiment.
I do like a Toy Story.
But what if it's one of those ones you have to pay a
But
load of
if
money
someone
for?
turns up in a full Cinderella dress for their date,
Oh, it's not going to
then-
be like that though, is it?
Well, fuck
Hello, I'm
knows.
Pocahontas.
Today I'm Mulan.
Oh God.
I was just wondering if the next day, could you come as Maleficent, please? Always been really turned on by her.
But you be me.
I don't know. It's just my go-to voice, high pitched and a bit mad.
Anyway, so this whole like dating app world is just something that is completely alien to me because I was never going to join Facebook just to go on a niche dating app or any dating app, and I knew that like Tinder wasn't for me anyway.
We hope you're enjoying the chat so far. If you want to get in touch with us or share your dating stories, you can follow us on Twitter @SwipeMatchMarry. Now let's get back to the podcast.
So when I had my little dabble with dating, which was actually it's ages ago now, it was sort of this first half of 2015, and I guess I fell into that kind of really cliched bracket of joining in January and it being like a New Year thing.
Oh, New Year. I must find a man.
Yeah.
New Year's resolution.
Tap,
it's a voice
tap,
again.
Tap, get on the computer. Where's this man then? So I had to join a dating website that I paid for basically because I didn't really have a choice. But at the same side of that, I thought I was probably going to meet a kind of more serious type of person. I guess that's the thing with dating, isn't it? The free stuff's kind of the fun hookup stuff, and the stuff you pay for is kind of like.
Well, if you're willing to pay,
dating.
then you're on it.
Yeah,
mission.
So I joined Match, and one of the first things that I really noticed about that was that the longer you join for, the cheaper it is.
Right.
So if you join for a month, it's like 35 quid.
No, on Match.com, £35.
And if you join for 6 months, it's more like 50. So our kind of logical money-saving brain is going to go, well, 6 into 56 is our bargain, right? So I was beginning to feel even before, like even just going through the application process, that I was kind of being taken for a ride a bit, and it's in the interest of those websites to kind of keep you single. And then you go down this whole road of, well, actually dating is a kind of $1 billion business, £1 billion business. And essentially I became really cynical about any kind of online dating that you paid for. And I wasn't having a great time on online dating anyway, because various other reasons which I've kind of touched on before. But then what happened is after my 3 months was up, Match automatically enrolled me and just took another £56 out of my account. Yeah, I joined for 3 months because I figured that 6 was too long and a month probably wasn't. I mean, 4 weeks is just not enough, is it? So I joined for 3 months, which must have cost me about 40 something, say.
Gosh.
And yeah, I just got an email from PayPal saying your money to Match.com's gone through. And so obviously you trawl back through the website and you look at their T's and C's, and it is in there. They have this thing where they don't want to interrupt your enjoyment of their website, and so they've therefore very discreetly just re-enroll you.
Oh, very discreet.
And trying to find a way of getting your money back is basically, it is locked down. You don't get it back.
I remember you having...
And do you remember we were working together at the time and I was really upset because that was just off the back of somebody kind of who I liked a lot saying they didn't want to see me again.
He was, and I, at the time... He was a dick.
He was a dick, and believe me, I know that now, but I'd kind of had this horrible letdown, and then Match.com took another 40 odd quid off me. It was like this back-to-back horribleness. So I'm just going to put that out there to anybody listening, and it's probably not just Match, it's probably many other websites that you pay for. Be very careful about what you are enrolling to, because they will just take your money. But then what that means is, because you're enrolled for another 3 months and you can't get out of it, you just go, oh, well, I may as well carry on dating. And that's not the right attitude, I don't think. You're like, I'm doing it because I've paid for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I became really, really mega cynical about that aspect of it. And essentially all of those websites that you pay for, even the ones that seem to be like very uber-friendly, like Guardian Soulmates, it's not in their interests to have you match up with somebody.
No, it's really
not in their interest
it's
for you
really
to get
not.
in a relationship because they want to keep taking your money. So I would say be really aware of that.
But that amount of money, surely you could go, right, well, let's pick up a hobby and let's do a new hobby with that money, and then you join a social club of kayakists down the Thames or something, and you might meet someone there. Do you know?
Go and learn a language.
That's true.
And use the money to do something that you'll enjoy, rather than you're paying money to sit alone at a computer and go through profiles. When actually,
I mean, if you
at the end of
saved
the day,
up enough,
just get out there.
You could go on that butchery date.
Oh yeah,
because that was like 160 quid.
Yeah,
that's like a year's subscription to Match.
And you get a cow.
Yeah.
Pig.
But the whole thing, like just dating in general. So, for instance, I'm just going over the cow pig thing. You get a pig.
You do get a pig.
You don't get a cow. So just like So you've put loads of money into the website. You've set up your online profile. You've spent God knows how many hours trawling through the many people that are on that website, and then you go on your date and you're spending yet more money. Like, it's actually like big money business. Dating is for everyone involved.
But they have those group meets that you can go to as well, don't
That's true,
they?
but you pay for them.
Do you pay for them on top?
Yeah. I think
that.
it's like a kind of negligible cost, or maybe you go free and your friend pays, but of course you're not going to go on your own, are you? But yeah, they do like bowling nights and pizza nights and stuff.
Can I ask how it feels, just because I've never done it, how it feels to pay money to be part of a set dating community? Does it?
What goes
through your head?
I didn't enjoy it, not one bit. I felt like, for me, so basically part of me doing it in January was kind of off the back of many Christmas parties where I was the only single person at all of these parties, and actually I wasn't bothered about being single. That wasn't what bothered me. What kind of dawned on me was that if I was going to meet anybody, all of my avenues were closed. All of my friends are in couples. They didn't know any single men to introduce me to. I wasn't just going to bump into somebody at a party. I've got lots of gay friends, so there's whole sets of parties there. Like, for instance, you had a Christmas party, you and Simon did.
Oh, yeah.
And that was me and lots of gay men, and I had a lovely evening. But I kind of had this realisation that if I did want to meet someone, my avenues were really blocked. And I didn't want to go out with anyone that I was working with. So where are you left? You're not left with many options, really.
No.
So come January, I thought, maybe I should take control of this. Maybe I'm not going to meet anyone if I don't try. So, and I think therefore it's kind of like born out of desperation in a way, really. Or not desperation, that's the wrong word, maybe frustration.
Yeah, I think frustration, definitely.
So that's why I ended up joining a website that I paid for.
It is, we've talked about it a lot before, but I think that it's just so different now to meet people, and everyone's really busy. They're being forced to work every hour they're given because it's really expensive to live in London.
Yeah.
And actually there's not really the recreation time to do new stuff.
But then dating's really expensive. Dating people that you don't know is expensive because you can't just do that kind of come round and watch a film thing.
Costa.
Netflix
yeah, there
and
is.
chill.
I mean, if I'd known about the Costa trip, I'd be all over that.
What was the Costa trick again?
Just go for coffee.
Oh, right.
Just go for coffee and get loads of reward
Loyalty points.
Yeah. But it is expensive, and that comes from me wanting to go Dutch on my dates. I always go Dutch on dates. I don't like it when... It's not that I don't like it, but I don't think that guys should pay for me to have a night out. Like,
no, we've discussed that about who should pay. In fact, there's a Twitter comment about this very subject from Lovely Anne, who says that if he is allowed to pay, he may think he should get something in return, which I think is a sort of an old fashioned mixed with modern ideas. You know, sort of the gentleman should pay and that kind of thing. But nowadays, this sort of lad culture, he may think that he should get something in return, or she would be under pressure to pay him back. But we've said we're all very much thinking splitting is the way forward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always offer. I always go, I'll get this, and they'll go, no, don't be stupid, and I go, okay, fine.
But do you feel like you have to? Do you feel like if you didn't do it, they'd be...
Sometimes, I almost feel like I have to pay if the date doesn't go very well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Almost like I'm sorry. Like...
Oh, Steve. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, I never even thought about that.
I feel... Yeah, sometimes, like, it just feels a bit like, oh, this isn't as easy as it is, and...
So you're a bit like, oh, I've wasted your time.
Sorry, I've wasted your time.
I'm gonna pay.
But they've wasted your time. It's not your fault if their date hasn't gone well.
I know, but that's just what I did, and I do. But I generally say it all the time because I'm quite happy to pay. But it's quite nice. It's almost a compliment when a girl turns around and goes, "No, don't be daft. We're splitting this."
Yeah, and that's interesting because if I had no intention of seeing someone again, there's no way I would let them pay for the whole thing.
No.
Because I would hate them to then text me the next day and me go, oh, actually, it's not going to work. And
Thanks
then,
for the fondue,
and then for them
but
to think,
no.
you fucking bitch, I've just bought you a £100 dinner.
Yeah.
If I know that I'm going to...
£100? Where are you going?
I did have a £100 dinner with somebody that I wasn't going to...
Where should you go?
Zidell's.
Oh, where's that?
It's underneath Piccadilly Circus, actually. It's a massive French brasserie. And it's
I know what you
lovely.
mean.
It's really good fun down there.
I do know what you mean.
But this guy, he chose the venue and he went to town, bottle of wine, 3 courses, everything. And he was very adamant that he was going to pay for the whole thing. And he was like, but, I chose this place, we shouldn't go Dutch. And I said, no, I'm absolutely paying for half of it. And it's because I knew that I didn't want to see him again.
Right.
And I didn't want to have this really awkward thing the next day where I text him and was like, oh, actually, no, mate, I'm not really feeling it. And for him to think, I've just spent 100 quid on you.
So just to clarify, going Dutch
means splitting the bill.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, but when the first time Marny said that, I was like, what is that?
What's going Dutch?
What is that?
She said it's so blasé, like we should know what it
and
means.
then I was like,
sorry.
it's like half.
And then it got past that awkward phase of I can't ask what that is.
But then you did,
She's talking
which
the
is
story.
good.
But now I just purely for the listeners, so they know what I'm going to.
Sorry,
No,
I
and
think
for
of
us.
for you.
Yeah.
So, but I've had dates before where I've gone, actually, I'm happy for you to pay because I 100% am going to see you again and I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
That's quite nice when that happens as well, where there's always that awkward bit at the end of a date where you go, oh, do we talk about the next time now, or do we leave it a couple of days or something like that? And it's quite nice when you offer to pay and they go, okay, well, I'll get the next one when I see you next, and you're just kind of like in the bag.
See, in the sort of spirits of equality, I really think that we shouldn't be having this shouldn't come up. Like, it should be absolutely halves. Like, women are more powerful than ever. There's sort of better equality across a lot of industries. We're not there yet, obviously, but we're getting there, and women are absolutely as important, more important in many ways as men. And so I kind of get a bit like, there was a woman the other day, I was queuing to get on the Jubilee line, incredibly busy, rush hour, and I was first in the queue, was waiting for 2 minutes for tube doors open, and she just sort of tries to barge in front of me, and she literally just got off the escalator and went straight there. And I was just like, no, I'm not waiting for you because you're a lady. I'm just going to go on and get the one place that there might be on this busy tube. And, I was tutted at. So I gave her a filthy look.
Shot her filthy. Do you think that she was just a rude person, or do you think from her point of view she was like, I'm a woman, I should got on first?
I don't know. I maybe a bit of both. She was definitely a rude person,
Yeah.
but I hold the door open for everybody, really.
Man, woman or child.
And I just was a bit taken aback that she just thought she could rock up, and maybe, I'm making a story, maybe because she thought I'm a lady, he should let me in front. Obviously she didn't know I was a massive homo. Well,
it's a funny thing, isn't it, this whole, because I sort of believe that chivalry is dead, and I don't think that that's because men are useless at chivalry. I just feel like there's no place for chivalry anymore, because we should probably all just be chivalrous towards each other.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not gender specific anymore. Like you said earlier, if someone's about to walk through the same door that you're walking through in the opposite direction, you stand back, you hold the door open, you let them through.
Yeah.
They say thank you.
And no matter if they're, a man, a woman, whatever, that's just human nature of being polite and kind, which is what's more important than anything else.
It is interesting though, because I've got friends who've passed comments about the fact that they think that men should still do that sort of stuff, and that men should hold the door open for them, or men should stand up when they leave the table, or all that bullshit. And I'm a bit like, I don't think that flies anymore. And it's difficult for men now. I've touched on this before, where we're all, oh yeah, the shoes on my feet, I bought them and I pay my own way and I'm going to go Dutch, but he didn't walk me to the bus stop.
Yes.
Or he didn't come and, he didn't bring me flowers or whatever. Like, that's a weird, or he didn't walk on the right side of the pavement, or all that bullshit, whatever that is, next to the traffic. Like, fuck off. What happens when you walk home on your own, you bloody idiot?
I mean, the amount of, there's that old one of, like, putting your coat on the floor for a woman to walk over.
What?
No,
have you not seen that? No,
that is a thing.
No,
that
is a
thing.
thing.
In like Maid Marian's game.
Yeah. Oliver Twist.
But if chivalry was still there, the amount of cuts I'd get through.
But we're talking about like on a muddy floor. Like, we've got pavements and shit now.
Okay,
it's fine.
Okay.
We could talk about this for days, couldn't we?
I think you should just be kind, be nice, and enjoy life no matter who or what you are.
Yeah, and it's not a gender-specific thing. Like, women can hold doors open for men too.
Yeah, and if you can't deal with bread, then join gluten-free singles.
Yeah,
because
and
there's
give
an
us
app
your
for you.
feedback. We'd love to know.
Very, very quickly, on a cliffhanger, have you heard of Thrinder?
Oh, bum, bum, bum.
No.
Thrinder is for threesomes.
Excellent. I'm joining now. I'm not.
Okay, we should just wrap this up.
Yeah, go on.
Goodbye, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Swipe, Match, Marry. We'll be back next week for more relationship hijinks. Until then, please remember to subscribe using the podcast app so you don't miss out on any future episodes.
If you're braving the world of dating, or even if your dating days are behind you, we'd love to hear from you on Twitter. Give us a shout at Swipe, Match, Marry.
And as always, we hope that next swipe leads to a match and maybe even a lifetime of happiness.